There is a concept in sales called sales motions. A sales motion could be likened to a sales strategy, and two common such motions or strategies are land and expand. The land sales motion refers to the strategy of winning a new customer, or even if it is an existing customer, of winning new business from that customer, i.e. selling something to the customer for the first time, something that they've never purchased before. So the expression land is referencing the concept of fishing, where the angler catches and lands a fish. It's a brand new fish, which can now join the others that the angler has caught, which are safely in the angler's net. The expand sales motion refers to the strategy of enlarging revenues by selling more of the same thing to an existing customer. So again, going back to our software as a service example from earlier, we might land a customer with a 2,000 user software license in the first year, and then when the contract comes up for renewal at the end of the year, perhaps we can expand that to a 2,500 user license. Similarly, in the non-as-a-service world, maybe our customer is a relatively new and growing light industrial manufacturer, and we sell them a mini lathe for them to use in their metal fabrication processes. Perhaps in 6 months' time, after they've used it to good effect with their customers, and in so doing increased the demand for their products and services, they come back to us and buy a second mini lathe from us in order to expand their operations. This concept of land and expand can be very powerful for a couple of reasons. Firstly, from our customer's perspective, purchasing something new, something they've not used before and that is therefore not tried and tested, carries substantially more risk than repurchasing something that they've previously purchased and that they therefore already know works well and fulfills their specific needs. Customers therefore may sometimes be cautious when making a brand new purchase and purchase less of a product or service than the amount which they could optimally use. This gives them the opportunity to try out the product or service at a reduced risk. Then, if the product or service does indeed turn out to be as useful as they hoped, they can purchase more of it at a later date. From the seller's perspective, the initial purchase is the land sales motion that gives the customer an opportunity to try out the product or service without incurring so much risk. And the repurchase at a higher level would be the expand sales motion that enables the customer to purchase their ideal quantity now that they've tried out the product or service and found that it does do what they hoped it would do for them. Secondly, customers' businesses grow and change over time, and their needs grow and change over time. Therefore, as the customer grows and changes, so may their need for additional amounts of a product or service that they previously only needed at a lesser quantity. So again, there are expand opportunities for the selling company to take advantage of. Thirdly, once the customer has purchased a product or service and used it for a while, they naturally become more familiar with it. As their familiarity with a product or service grows, they may learn new ways in which they could make use of this product or service that they'd not previously realised. Again, this can lead to increased expand sales opportunities for the seller. In all these expand situations, customer success management can be a very important, indeed critical, component of winning the additional business. The reason for this is simple. Just as customers are less likely to renew or repurchase if they're not seeing the value from a product or service, customers are very unlikely to purchase a greater quantity of a product or service unless they can see the value they're getting from their current quantity of the product or service. In other words, if a company wishes to gain additional revenues from existing customers through expand opportunities, then they need to make sure that they make those customers as successful as possible at the land stage. This, of course, is precisely what customer success managers are charged with doing.